of the capital, Kyiv, since Russian forces left.
Access to Chernobyl has only just opened up on an off-road track. The bridge to it was destroyed to stop the Russian advance. This is the site of the world's worst nuclear disaster, among the first parts of Ukraine to be captured when Russia invaded. They surrounded us with tanks and there were aircraft flying overhead, security officer Petro says. Russian forces broke into monitoring and control stations. Electricity was cut off for a few days. A major threat.
We store nuclear waste. If we'd lost power, it would have been catastrophic. Radioactive material could have been released. I wasn't really worried for my life. I was scared of what would happen if I wasn't here.
It's not possible for us to go any further because it could be risky, but if you walk down here, in that direction is an area of very high levels of contamination known as the Red Forest. And drone videos now come out, which officials here have seen, and they've confirmed to us that Russian soldiers not only built trenches there, but they appear to have stayed there as well. This is evidence of how little they knew about nuclear safety. The soldiers were exposed to significant doses of radiation, Ukraine says. Below the plant is a basement where 170 members of the National Guard securing Chernobyl were held captive. No one still knows where they are. They were taken by Russian forces. Former Ukrainian President Petro Poroshenko visited Chernobyl today with a warning for the world.
Are we sure that tomorrow Russian troops cannot appear here? My answer would be no. Putin is completely unpredictable. And the nuclear smoke can reach Eastern Europe, Central Europe, and even Great Britain.
For now, there's relief here, but also a sense of unease. The threat is just 10 miles away across the border. Yogita Lemay, BBC News, Chernobyl.
There's little time for niceties when you're a leader at war. Volodymyr Zelensky welcomed Boris Johnson to Kyiv as Ukraine, battling Russian aggression, pleads for more Western help.
You are strong.
The strength of the underdog, Ukraine's president battling for his country's survival, welcoming and pleading with the outside world to help fight Russian aggression. The unannounced talks came as Britain pledged 120 armoured vehicles and new anti-ship missile systems. The two men were keen to suggest Ukraine is on the front foot, a walkabout in Kyiv inconceivable a fortnight ago. Boris Johnson basking in praise for his support from the public and the president.
We have to exert pressure in the form of sanctions, and I'm grateful to the United Kingdom that continues and intensifies the sanctions and also provides significant support to Ukraine by reinforcing our defence capacities. The other democratic Western countries should follow the example of the United Kingdom.
From Boris Johnson, arriving as horrors are unearthed from neighbouring towns, warm words for a leader he called a lion.
I thank you for what you've been able to do. I think your leadership has been extraordinary. And I think in what Putin has done in places like Bucha and in Irpin, his war crimes have permanently polluted his reputation and the reputation of his government.
Boris Johnson was long keen to come here to Kyiv, but was waiting for the security situation to stabilise following the withdrawal of Russian troops from the area. And while this city has calmed, the renewed Russian offensive in the east has made Ukraine push even harder for more military aid.
Russian tanks pushed on as a governor in the east urged civilians to flee immediately, warning of troops massing nearby. Bucha near Kyiv, now free of Russian troops, shows what might lie in store elsewhere. 360 people are said to have died here. and Ukraine, the David against the Goliath, is still crying out for help. Mark